Hey y'all, welcome to True Tall Tales and Whiskey. We got Brock Rago and Holden Mason of the Weathered Souls out here. They've been on the road with Whiskey Myers a whole lot and Reed Southall here lately, so y'all may have seen them in a couple of places. We're going to ask them a few questions and listen to some stories they have to tell. So here we go.
And some tall tales.
And some tall tales.
Probably a lot of those, honestly.
I'm excited. All right, y'all. So we're missing a couple band members tonight. Let's shed some light on how y'all how you all came together and be able to be the Weathered Souls.
All right, I'll do this one. So I have a studio, and Brock was playing some shows acoustically in Fort Worth area, and a guy told him, hey, you should go record your song at one of my buddy's studios, and long story short, Brock came to the studio, and I wasn't playing in any bands. Brock didn't have any band members. He just moved to Texas. He was playing ball, and I was like, fuck, all right, I guess let's put a band together and try to do something. And we just got together for a bunch of weekends and just were writing. We wanted to have a good group of songs before we had any band members try out. That way that, it's just much easier to get an interest if you can have songs demoed out. And it's hard to send somebody an acoustic song and say, are you interested? You have the whole thing put together. It's a whole lot easier. So we had tryouts, and it took a while to find the guys that we have now. And we haven't had any. Once we've got these guys, it's been the same thus far. So it's going good.
We did add one though.
We did add one keys player. Yeah,
we had
Cameron.
him in May of last year.
He's my favorite.
All right, I'm gonna remember that.
So besides Cameron, who all do we have in the band?
Cameron Russell, he's a keys player. He's from Waco. That's where he lives. Ryan Delzell, drummer. He's from Rockwall. Travis Buck, he's from Greenville.
Plays bass.
He plays bass. Yep. And Dustin Ball, he's from Greenville. He lives in Bonham now, and he plays rhythm guitar. So yep.
Hell yeah.
It's pretty neat. There's a lot of local names on that list, and as I said earlier, like off record, like I think y'all have a bigger following like nationally than you do locally. How did y'all come to be the Weathered Souls and kind of, as many people might see it, jump some steps, but obviously y'all have y'all's own musical backgrounds as well.
Yeah. I mean, the rest of the guys have a lot of musical backgrounds. Like Holden was playing, what was that guy's name?
I played with my own band in high school. Then Chris Holt. I played with Casey Daniels when I was right out of high school.
He's
Shout out Casey Daniels.
Shout out Casey Daniels.
Holden's the most musically intelligent person I've ever met in my entire life.
Oh, geez.
For sure.
Straight up. No, like there's no questioning it.
You haven't met a lot of people.
I've been seeing it.
fair.
I've been seeing it tonight as the night has gone on.
Exactly. My point exactly. So I showed up to record that song, and I have no musical background prior to this. Like it was just kind of like he said, that guy was like, hey, you should go record that song. And I was like, okay, why not? And we chatted for 6 hours after we got done recording, and we were just showing each other music and talking. And then, the Weathered Souls kind of formed. And like he said, we'd been writing for a lot of weekends. Like I would come down pretty much every weekend, and we'd just sit there and write. And
you were driving from Tulsa.
Yeah, at the time I was still living in Tulsa. I hadn't moved to Texas until March of 21.
There was a lot of FaceTime though, and like showing ideas. Hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that?
We
hey,
made it
work.
work.
Thinking about this.
We made it work.
Long distance relationship.
Yeah, it's like one of those new things that like we were both really excited about it. Like we could tell like it was we worked well together, so we were just excited.
Yeah.
And like anytime that we had an idea, we're like, hey, like listen to this. Like, what do you think? And we were able to just knock it out when we weren't together. And then when we got together, we just finished it. So we ended up getting in touch with a guy, Cody Simpson, and he came out and reproduced our entire first song that we sent him, and he...
Well, yeah, basically he put on... He's the front of house engineer for Whiskey Myers, or the sound man. Most people don't know what front of house means, so just like he's the sound man for Whiskey Myers. And he's got a bunch of studio experience. When he's not on the road, he does studio stuff in Austin, and he's got his own studio. And so he put a Facebook post, and of course me, I try to follow everybody that I can think of in the music business. I try to follow, just why not? Mm-hmm. And so I followed him, and he made a post on Facebook. I'm going to be doing 3 free masters this month, and I just got done recording his shit. So I'm just going to say this is fucked up, but I charged him for mastering, and then Cody did that shit for free, and so I made some extra bucks off you, Brock, but Hey,
It's a
we're
few
here.
years ago.
We're fucking here.
We've made a few bucks since then. I'm not worried about it.
So anyways, yeah, Cody did the master, and he was like, "Hey, who is this? I'm interested in this project. Like, what band is this?" And I was like, well, "This is me and my buddy. We just kind of did this." And he's like, I want to come down and re-record some songs and record some new songs. Do you have anything else?" And we just sent him some demos that we had. And next thing you know, this is that skipping the steps part. It's like, I don't feel like we skipped any steps. I think that we just like...
We got blessed and met the right person at the right time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think we,
Man,
like,
that's
if I
cool.
would have never reached out, or that would have never happened, I think, because Cody's helped us, but he came down, we recorded the shit, and he got us a couple gigs, local gigs, and he was just kind of helping us. He's like, "Hey, first thing you guys need to do before we ever had a band, you need to create an LLC. You need to be an established band. You need to do this." Okay, and we're talking like this guy taught us like a lot. He got us off the ground.
He's talking about two 22-year-old kids at
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
He was still going to fireman's school.
Yeah.
I'd literally been fresh off a football scholarship, wasn't doing nothing but cleaning RVs. And he's like, start an LLC, start getting on merch designs, like have your music, but understand that this is a business too. So we're like, okay.
Well, as
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
team, as kind of team captain, like he went to fire school, but he's still putting out fires for the band.
If
But,
he don't,
Cody,
if he don't start him, he'll put him out.
Cody was just like, I want to kind of, his whole thing was, let's kind of bypass a lot of this bullshit. There's no reason to play in this venue 32 times this month. There's no reason to do a 3-hour, a set, playing acoustic by yourself. That's ridiculous. Let's not do any of that. Let's play some shows, see how it sounds, and then I'll go from there and just see what's going on. And I know the management company that Whiskey Myers is on. It's called Why and How Management, and Eddie Colossal. I don't know how to say his last name. Sorry, Eddie. Yeah, I just butchered that, I'm sure. Anyways, I knew Eddie for a long time. I followed him on Facebook, and I kind of like stalked him in a way because I knew who he was. I knew he was a music manager. I knew he worked with Whiskey Myers, and I knew he worked with some big name people. And I was like, I got to get myself in front of this guy. And so Cody invited us to a show, a whiskey show. It was in
Lotus. It was at
no,
Forest Country
no.
Club.
This was before that. This was it might have been. It's the one me and Travis went to in Frisco. What's
Dude, that was
Toyota Music Factory.
that was a year and a half after.
Okay, so anyways, Toyota, I met Eddie there. I knew he was going to be there, and so I went up and like introduced myself, and I basically just said, hey, I'm Holden. We've been working with Cody on this stuff. What is it going to take for me to be a Why and How artist? And he's just like, keep doing what you're doing, and I'm like, no, like, what is it going to take? Like, I needed an answer.
That's a gem, by the way, for musicians that are listening to this right now.
I'm just
Yeah,
like
be
what,
persistent.
What is it going to take? And I'm like not a patient person. I am like getting way more patient now, but I was not. I'm like, I want to know what's going on. And anyways, we weren't going to get signed. A long time happened after that, and Cody signed us. He was our manager for a long time. I'll say a long time, for like a year probably. And we played a couple shows with Tanner Ussery. We played a show with Flatland Calvary. Played a show, and Cody hooked all these up. Got a show with
Reed
Southall, couple of them, and we did really well. We grew really good. Saw our numbers like jump, and next thing I know, it's like December 11th. We play a kick-ass show with Reed, and then like a couple weeks before Christmas, I get a phone call from Cody, and it's like, hey, are you sitting down? I'm like, yeah. He goes, well, I just got off the phone with Bruce, the owner of Why and How, and he wants to sign you guys like ASAP. And I was like, shut up, like, no, he doesn't. And because we like for real bypassed a lot of bullshit and just played like some decent shows, like not a lot of them, but good, decent shows with a good crowd, and got a good response. Sold merch, like a lot of merch, and saw like basically our Spotify and all of our social medias just
tripled.
Like, went straight up after just getting in front of people. And I guess when you're a outsider and you're a management company and you just see a band like from zero just go like boom all of a sudden just from playing 2-3 shows, it's kind of like, oh, I guess,
And that was one of those things.
we got lucky. We got really lucky.
The weekend before we played with Reed for the first time, we played at it was our last show at Empty Glass in Greenville.
I was there for that one.
Yeah.
I played at that show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all the
It was
monitors
packed in there.
all the monitors went out. Like none
Yeah.
of us could hear anything.
I remember that. I remember
dude, I
that
blew
night.
my
I was
voice out.
pissed because they were supposed to have a sound guy.
Yeah, they didn't have a sound guy, so Holden had to figure that shit out on his own. We're all like going crazy. I blew my voice out because I couldn't hear nothing. Like singing is weird. Like if you can't hear yourself, you don't know what you're doing. Even though in the back of your head you're like, you're probably fine, but you have to
Reality,
hear.
You're probably not.
Yeah,
It's
Bro.
exactly.
So that night, man, the guys that I was playing with at the time, like, y'all had them like shaking in their boots. You know, I'm a competitive guy, so I'm like, man, I'm about to go up there and give it now.
Yeah.
Because they're up there killing it, dude. Y'all killed it. Like, y'all were already on a pro level then.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? And dude, it was so cool.
It doesn't
playing
feel like
that
we're on
night.
a pro level now.
Yeah, well, man, y'all are though. Like,
Hey.
and you know what? My most memorable moment of that night was Travis came up to me after the show, and he was like, "Dude, you fucking wail on that guitar, bro."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Man, thank you so much." Like
yeah.
that, like made my night. You know what I mean? So that was a cool experience for me, man.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was one of those things. It was weird because like the whole time we were setting up and all that shit was going wrong. We're like, next weekend we're gonna be in Fayetteville, Arkansas with Reed
Yeah.
South Hall, like not
Yeah.
having to worry. And then we got there. I get a phone call from Cody. 40 minutes. Like we get done sound checking, we're all changing. He calls me. He's like, "Hey, how you feeling?" I was like, "Oh, pretty good." He's like, "No pressure, but this is the biggest job interview of your life." And we're like,
What show was that? Fayetteville?
Fayetteville.
Oh.
Our first.
And looking
'cause
back, like, was it?
it really, I mean, it was, but like,
I feel like all the Reed shows actually were because Reed is on Wine House.
yeah. And he's one of their bigger
So-
artists. So for us, it was like, at the time we played 6 shows. We played 6 shows before we played with
And like
Reed.
shows where nobody was at.
Literally at the time, our biggest
Tanner
show,
Estry show. It
there was
just this
33
venue.
people.
It's not Tanner Estry or Flatland. It's like it's the venue.
it's the
They don't promote any shows. It's horrible. Like this place. It's like it
There
looks like a
was-
slaughterhouse.
there was 33 people there.
Yeah.
And we
This
walked
place-
out.
They just didn't do their jobs.
And granted, I'd got to go with this other band to see Parker McCollum there, and he sold that joint out. There was 4,000 people in there. So when I saw we're playing at, dang, there's gonna be a lot of people there. So I'm like nervous. I walk out there. There's like maybe 11 people there.
Yeah, that's really hard to do.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, totally took all the air out of
we
us.
played a show in Fort Worth. Oh my god!
There
the
was
only people that were
6.
there was like 6 people, and it was the 3 of them are the people playing after us.
Hell yeah.
It was pretty rough, and that was after.
That's real shit, though.
Yeah, and
That's
for us,
something
that was
everybody's gonna,
after.
you
That
know.
was after the Reed show. So like up until that point, our biggest show was maybe 100 people. We get to that first Reed show. When we walk out there, there's 600 people. There.
I'll tell you when it got real was Whitewater.
Whitewater was crazy. dude.
Oh, I remember.
Hell
seeing
yeah.
Whitewater
Biggest
this
thing we've
past
done-
year.
Biggest thing we'd done up until then was probably Hanks.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Native
No, Hanks
Station.
was after.
Native Station. Native Station was like the
The,
biggest
week,
thing.
the
we did.
weekend before we had there was maybe
the
150
next-
people.
Did
Yeah.
Michael Summers open that show
Yeah,
for you? as
yeah,
well?
that was like the biggest show, technically the biggest crowd we had played to, and then the next weekend we were like basically off into like the deep end of
Dude,
the
it was
ocean
crazy.
because
We walked out
That's
there.
awesome.
Like,
though.
it's
I
been,
remember,
like-
dude. I remember like taking that in myself and being like, they're about to be playing with Rita South Hall. Like, damn.
well,
Whitewater was our first show with whiskey,
whiskey. That's when
Yeah.
it was.
and we walked out.
yeah,
we
yeah,
walked
yeah.
out to 2,000 people,
Right,
and we're
right.
kind of
The
like,
first night, second
Hell
night
yeah.
was packed as hell, and I was like, well, no, the Reed show, I was nervous. The one in December. on my
Yeah, well,
birthday.
you were-
I'm a nervous wreck before every show. Like,
always.
yeah.
But we need somebody like that because, like I said, I'll put my sunglasses on, I'll take a couple shots, and I'm like,
No, I'm always like,
I'm gone. Like
every time we're like walking up the steps, and I'm shaking.
In the
I'm
zone.
perfect.
In
I'm
the
perfectly
arenas, dude.
coherent, but I'm in my mode. Like,
Yeah.
So
That's
in,
awesome.
in epic Josh Greathouse fashion, I missed that show. I was invited to it and missed it because of a toxic girlfriend.
hey,
Shout out to her.
rest, in,
But,
Was her name Ashley?
say it for sure.
rest
but,
in peace to the toxic girlfriend.
Speaking on Reed Southall, as big as he is, I feel like people don't give him credit. So the first time I ever saw Reed, I have a friend named Michael Floyd. He runs MJ Pipeline. You'll see a lot of people wearing his hats.
Yeah.
Parker pretty much got his hat on every show. Dylan Willer is one of his best friends and always got his hat on. I went to a New Year's show, and it was actually Mike Ryan, and Reed Southall. And I love all of them. No disrespect to any of them, but man, Reed stole the show.
Oh, yeah.
He's good.
That
gives it all.
dude,
I think he thrives on like being able to just go out there and whoop ass.
yeah,
Like there's something about it. Like he plays better when a band plays better.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like he just goes out there and just like, and it's funny too because when he I don't know if I should say this or not, but when he gets drinking by the end of the night, well, he's fucking going hard. And
He's not the
fucking
same
paint.
Reed. Like when you
He's
first
going
see him throughout the
hard.
day, he's like kind of really mellow and
Where he said
doesn't really
on
talk
side
much.
stage at Dickies and he comes over there and he's got like beer mid set and he's just like, wow,
like going crazy.
and he's like quiet, like to himself during the day, but he's like he's in. He's
Total night and day. It's really funny to watch.
It's his alter ego.
Yeah, for
South
sure.
Recall.
I was lucky enough to like that was actually a private party, so he probably
yeah.
let loose a little more than normal.
Yeah, we played with Bones Owens the next night after that.
Yeah.
It was a private party at the hotel in Dallas. Is that what the party you're talking about?
Dude, Bones Owens is badass.
This was out at MJ's actual
Oh, okay,
house in
okay.
Canton. But that was honestly like one of the first time I saw Reed Southall and
Oh, he's badass.
man gunshot.
Dude.
Like,
Yeah, and his
that's my
band, they're all
song.
like super friendly and nice. So
Yeah.
that's cool.
Definitely. So y'all have definitely played with a bunch of big names. Y'all mentioned Reed and whiskey lately. What other names would y'all like to talk about? And can y'all tell us a little bit of stories from the road? Because obviously, like,
Y'all probably seen some wild shit.
give us the backstage pass kind of access.
we
if you know
haven't-
It's
about-
not that.
We
it's
haven't
not
really
like-
seen that much wild
Nah.
shit though. Like we
I mean,
talked
the
about
bands
this
we're
the other
playing with,
day.
they're like, calm down.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a bunch of you arguing
We're
with
professionals.
well, yeah, we're all trying to kind of be on our
Pretty
best
much.
behavior because we're the young guys, you know. And then so we got to play with Rival Sons in February, and they're huge, dude.
That's like my favorite
That's
band.
and
Crazy.
we've written quite a few songs that are like we were talking about earlier that were inspired by them.
Oh yeah, I'm a huge.
We
like,
go for that kind of sound sometimes. So like for us, especially for Holden, because he never shuts up about them. Like,
God, yeah, dude.
and I can't
They're
blame him.
gods.
They're
Like,
amazing.
they're
Like,
gods.
and he had put me onto them a little over a year ago, and I was like, dang, these guys are good. And then we find out that we're playing with them, and we're all like, well, okay, like. Somebody tell us that again. Like, don't pitch us because we know we're not dreaming, but like, say that again so it hits us. And then we get there, and they're all just like the coolest dudes.
They were on the bus every night.
Like literally on our bus,
Hell
they would come
Every
over
night.
and hang out with us.
Oh, man.
Like, dude,
so
Jay Buchanan, the
yeah.
singer, is like pretty much the closest man to Jesus Christ himself.
He's a cheat code, dude. He's
He's like on the bus. He's on the bus, and we're all like dead silent, like good posture, just like he's like giving
Yes,
us
sir.
this speech.
yes, sir,
And this dude, the way he talks, he's a philosopher.
dude. Yeah,
So the way he talks, he's like in the most like deepest like.
he made this reference, bro.
Oh, yeah, go
that
ahead.
I don't think anybody else caught, but for me,
I
like
heard it and I was just like I couldn't comprehend it because he's way smarter than I am. But
I try to write as like my mother's an English teacher, so when I write, I try to keep it as like legible, but like audibly legible. Like you know what I'm saying, and it makes sense. Like there's a story. Jay takes that to a whole nother level. He's on like level 10,000, and I'm maybe 1. So he makes this reference, and he's like, "You guys have been playing these shows," and now he's like, "You just got a seat at the round table with all the knights." He's like, "We have the freshest fruits and the tightest women." And I'm like, this dude just made a medieval reference
this guy.
in the middle of a
You
conversation.
could have heard a cricket fart. It was so quiet there.
It was-
other than his voice.
Like, I need
So,
to go
like,
dude,
sharpen
we're
my
all
sword.
just like
And for me,
staring at this guy while he just like is just taking us to church.
and I'm like, did he just say that? So a few minutes later, finally, as I break in the conversation, and there's just like that awkward pause, you know, when somebody stops talking, who's going to go next? And I was like, here we go. I was like, I kind of feel like we're just the cupbearers at the round table. Like, you know, we're the young guys. We're in the room. Like, we don't get to eat these sweet tasting fruits that you're talking about. We don't get the tightest women. We're just pouring y'all's drinks, but we're just happy to be here, bro.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. And I was like he acknowledged me. I said something good. I'm like, yes.
Yeah, he's living on another planet. That's why
Yeah.
his
Dude,
songwriting.
he's amazing on all fronts. He really. So it was really cool for us to have them be like that. Like he was saying, they would just get on our bus. I was taking the garbage out. We were in Tallahassee, Florida. Show was all done. Everybody's packing up, and I'm literally walking down the stairs of the bus to take the trash out, and Jay just opens the door and walks right in.
on. Yeah,
So I put the trash
yeah.
bag down, and I sat right there on right there on the counter and was like, okay, we're about to have a conversation. Yeah. Every single night they were the most like arms wide open.
It's never cool to play with a band that like doesn't say a word to you. Like
Yeah.
that's not cool, man.
Dude, that's
Right.
really cool, man.
All you have to do
Like,
is just say hello. Like what? We know we just played with one of the best bands in the fucking world, and they were the coolest guys. If those guys can be that cool, so can fucking you.
Yeah.
Like
right.
you know,
Exactly.
You could be cool too.
There's
Hey, that
nothing
was
like the
worse.
Rival Sons, right? You're talking about
Yes.
the Rival Sons,
Right.
right?
Dude, they're
Yeah.
amazing.
Because think about it, like artists that are younger than us, like, or like even us, because we're young. We don't want to go out there and be treated like shit. Like,
Yeah.
we understand we probably shouldn't be on this bill, but like we're
We
on it.
are.
But y'all are though.
Our name.
Y'all fucking
Dude,
Hey.
y'all fucking are, bro, and y'all are.
Well, first off, y'all came
Right.
in here and y'all played one of y'all's new songs, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So what was that called?
That was
Crow.
the Crow. Yeah.
That shit was badass.
Hey, thank
That was
Like-
pro level stuff, dude.
They made all them bands that think
I
they
wrote-
don't belong eat crow. on
Yeah,
that.
if like if anyone wants to talk any kind of shit ever for any reason, all you have to do is play that, and they're gonna be like, "Damn!"
Humble yourself.
Like that, yeah. Because that
Humble
was
yourself.
that was true, legit, like musicianship, like the craft
Thank you.
of a fucking awesome song.
Thank you.
You really
It
appreciate
was
that.
fucking rock and roll. It was fucking. It came from the soul. It sounded badass, and we got to hear it live twice because we heard you rehearse it.
Truth,
And-
tall tales,
yeah.
and whiskey. You can't fake
Yeah.
that shit.
Hey, nobody else has
shit.
heard it.
You can't
Y'all
fake
the
that
real
shit.
deal.
Yeah.
Hey, Brock.
Yes, sir.
Holden didn't grab at you one time, so it had to be pretty good.
Hey, yeah, that's something we're getting used to. I mean, I remember one time this
grabbing?
not just that, but us button heads. We were so bad. I remember one time this motherfucker tells me he's like, "You're the older brother I never wanted." Granted, I'm 4 months older than him, so it's not even that big of a difference. But his wife at one time, she's like, "Maybe y'all should just be married because y'all fight more than we do."
Holden, do you refer to him as your work wife?
That's how y'all know y'all are a good band.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it's
Like, we
business,
married.
dude.
Oh,
It's
I've definitely
business.
lost my shit a few times on the road.
Business.
Yeah,
It's business.
It happens when you're like confined to a
6
confined
dudes in a
space.
30-foot area for a week at a time. It
Yeah.
gets pretty rough.
Yeah, I'm just glad I can't be exposed. 'Cause,
That would suck to be Corey O'Grady.
Oh, calm down now. Calm down. Ain't no skeletons in my closet.
I'm just kidding. I shouldn't have said that. That was
Just a
messed
couple
up.
of dildos.
Just a couple.
No, but it's tough. It's tough. It's tough.
But that's
And I'm very
that's-
short patience. Like,
He
I
is.
yeah, and I have to have everything perfect. Like when we're out on the road, I don't sleep. I sleep, and I'm not bullshitting. Every 4 days, maybe 8 hours every 4 days, and I'm talking 24 hours.
Shit, I need to be on the road with y'all. I'm
I
the
do
same way for
not-
no reason.
I do not sleep at all.
You really don't.
It's because I'm worried about all the things that can go wrong the next day.
And it rubs off on me. I'm notorious. I'll sleep through tornadoes. I can sleep. It's like one of my
Well-
favorite things to do. And then it rubs off on me. And he's like, "How'd you sleep?" It's like, dude, I slept like shit because you didn't sleep good. So now I'm laying in my bunk like, man, I can't sleep. I wonder what we're going to do tomorrow. Like, I wonder if
I
the
just can't
trailer's
because
gonna
I'm
be there.
nervous because we just got a brand new bus and I don't trust all the guys to drive it yet. Like I just only trust myself and I'm just a nervous wreck about it. Like I'm a nervous wreck. Like I have to stay up and I mean the first drive we got it. The first like outing was that ice storm. It got real bad and we had shows with Giovanni and the Hired Guns in Kansas, and it's the night before and it's like when we're talking about the ice storm that was like. Bad.
Early February. That
Early
first week of
February, yeah.
It took us
And-
13 and a half hours to get to Wichita, and it's a 5-hour drive.
I was driving 15 miles an hour on the interstate the whole way. And you know what? We got there, and the next morning we wake up, we're at the venue, and no one else is. I get a call from our managers. We got some bad news, boys. Shows are canceled. All 4 of them. It was like, we just drove this rig 17 hours. I mean, I was sweating because the roads are so sketchy.
It was bad.
Like,
And I'm not a nervous driver.
Dude,
I don't
that'll-
get anxiety
that's
like that at
heartbreaking.
all. But I sat with him in the front seat the whole way, and I was just like
so
edging my seat, like leaning forward, like making sure there was no ice on the road. We didn't listen to music until we got to Oklahoma when the roads were clear.
I don't ever want to do anything like that again.
In hindsight, looking back, it's probably one of the dumber things that we've ever done because we could
Man,
have
we got
used
underneath
like
the bridge in Ohio. We're tall. We're 13
that was in
foot.
Wichita.
It was 18. It was no. We made it under that one. The one where Cameron had to turn around.
Oh yeah,
We got under this bridge and we couldn't make it. So we're in like a downtown area and we're having we're 60. We're an 18 wheeler. That's how big we are. How long we are. Like it's legitimate an 18 wheeler front end with an RV. And so, like, we're having to back this thing up all the way back through an intersection in a downtown because we're 13 foot and this bridge is only 11. It's like there's nothing else to do.
Right. And there was one in
It's
Wichita
sketchy. It's sketchy.
that was like we're 13 feet. This bridge says like 12.7 worth clearance.
Yeah, we
and
don't
I
have
look
a driver,
at,
by the way. Like, we all take
it's
turns
us.
driving.
We take turns.
So
And
speaking on that, Martin has an annual bonfire that is awesome for the Marines' birthday. Shout out to all the Marines listening to us now. And that was the first time I actually got to meet Holden. And I just kind of want to go over something because I think it was like one of the coolest stories I've ever heard about any like huge band. So you're like, is it your grandpa that follows you? Like,
Oh, that's my grandpa, yeah.
dude, that
Hey,
is
my
the
grandma.
coolest story. Will you
Big
just
Daddy.
kinda enlighten us about that a little bit?
Yeah, they
They are the weathered souls, straight up.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
we would not be able to do anything without them.
So my grandparents are like hippies from the 70s, I guess you could say. Like, no, they don't smoke pot anymore, but they did their fair share in the day, trust me. So they like, I feel like they like love Led Zeppelin. They love like good music. And so I think that for them, it's like they went to all the shows. They saw Black Sabbath. They
still
saw
have
Fleetwood Mac.
tickets. They still have the
They saw the
tickets
Rolling
framed
Stones for
from
$7.
They're the era.
Like
That
they,
would've been
yeah.
awesome.
They're the era.
Yeah, exactly. And so, like, they went to all that, and now they're getting to see all of that. I'm not saying we're, like, putting on a show like Led Zeppelin, but you know what I mean. They get to see all that from the
backstage.
from the band's
Dude,
perspective.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, we're playing arenas. Like, that's really fucking cool. And
Yeah.
so they're getting to see all that, and they like to help. You know, I think my grandpa's a businessman, and so he's, like, trying to help me and, like, help me run our business. This is a business.
Yeah, dude.
This is a business, you know. Like it. I know that sounds bad. It is about the music. Like we are all masters to one thing. It's the songs, and that's it.
Yeah.
But it's a business. You know, we have to make money now. We have people on a payroll that are making money off of us. Like now we're feeding people.
Yeah.
So it's like we got to keep that going. It's not. I feel like I don't really get to be an artist much anymore because we're worried about new merch designs, setting up a photo shoot here. What's your idea for album art? What are you thinking for your backdrop? Hey, there's a show offer here. It's this much. This is how much fuel's going to be. Hey, you know, it's just like
There's a
so
lot of
much
variables
things
that nobody
there.
warned us about.
All the
Well, I knew it was
extracurricular
coming.
activities
Yeah.
that go along with it. Yeah.
And we do
What?
everything
For
ourselves
sure, man.
because if we don't, then we don't have money to put back in the bank.
Yeah, and
Right,
that equals a lot of footwork, man. That's a lot.
And I got to give it to the band guys because the whole that they got paid their first show like last week for the first time ever from the Weathered Souls. Like the whole first year, we put every dollar we made back into the band account,
Right.
I mean,
and we
it
used it to get to shows,
paid
and
for
we-
our record
merch,
and our
and
merch.
paid for our record that we're about to put out. Yeah, paid for the whole thing and some.
Hell
So
yeah.
everybody's
Shut up.
everybody's sacrificed, like, and that's
And I
That's
just told the
what's
guys,
crucial.
like, when we first started, you know, I think that's another thing, too, when people are building a band, like, you need to be transparent with the people that are going to be playing with you. You need to
Yeah.
tell them they're not going to make any money.
right.
You need to tell them that the shows are going to suck. And you need to tell them that it's going to be a long time before you ever make money, and it may never happen. And if they don't love your music like you love your music, then that's not the guy.
and there's always that silver lining. Like everybody from day one has known what we are working for.
Yeah.
And
Not everybody
there's-
agrees. Sorry.
No, and that's the thing. Like it's hard enough for two people to see eye to eye. There's
Yeah.
6 of us. Not
Yeah.
you can never
Yeah.
get 6 people to see eye to eye on the same thing. So it's like everybody has had to make sacrifices somewhere along the road in one way or another. So the fact that they all did that and we've done that, and like, but there's that silver lining, and it's like with these big shows, it kind of feels like there's a carrot dangling in our face. Like, yeah, we got signed to the management and the ball is rolling. We know that like we're still at the bottom of the totem pole. There's a lot of work left to be done. But then we get on these shows and it's like they're dangling a carrot in your face. It's like, hey,
Oh, it's giving you a little taste of what could
yeah,
be.
it's like this is what it could be down the road if you guys keep, you know, keep a good head on your shoulders and keep doing the shit that you need to be doing. This is what that potential is. And I think everybody has kind of taken that and run with it. Like,
Our job right now is to steal everybody's fans.
Yeah.
Steal their fans.
you know who told us that?
Hey,
John
we're
Jeffers
coming to
told us
steal
that.
all your fans.
That's what John Jeffers
That's what
told
we're
us.
supposed to be doing.
Dude, I love
If you're not doing that,
That's
then-
how music works.
That's
though.
how it
and
works.
it's
Like,
not stealing. We can all share.
no,
Yeah,
it's
like,
like,
they're
we're
playing
letting
the
people
same
know,
vibe.
like, hey, we're what's up.
Yeah.
Like, we're what's up.
Hey, yeah, you can listen
at
to
us.
us too.
Hey,
Yeah, like you can listen to us too. Yeah, exactly.
Ain't no
Stealing.
fun if the homies can't have none.
Well, nobody listens to one thing all the time.
Exactly.
No.
I know, like I'm
Need a
constantly
playlist
searching
throughout the
for
day,
new
yeah.
things to listen to.
Yeah.
I know most people are, and you hear something familiar, maybe you like it, and then all of a sudden it's something familiar but also new, and then it just like goes into this whole different dimension.
Yeah.
Right.
And man, music's badass when it's like that,
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
dude. So y'all, that was an awesome. Y'all kind of shared like some industry stuff, what it's like as an artist when you get to that level of playing the big shows and the big stages like y'all are.
Well,
So
yeah, it
that's
was just
really
like-
badass. There's a lot of people that look up to y'all and that are gonna watch this and be like, "Oh shit, hell yeah!"
Well,
I'll tell y'all one
They're gonna
thing.
want to grind just hearing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You know?
Like,
that's
I'll
awesome.
I'll
Yeah,
tell
we
y'all
just
one.
didn't know the grind was going to be. I had no idea that I was going to be grinding on the things that I'm grinding on. Like,
Right,
but
right,
you know how hard it is to come up with 5 merch designs.
right.
Like, hey, give me 5 good ideas you want to see on a T-shirt. Like, give me 5 good ideas right now.
Right, and you're just like,
Like
you
if
can't.
you weren't
I thought it was
already
the
thinking
guitar.
about that, it's like,
exactly.
It's like,
That's
and
where
you want it to be
scored with the
sellable,
name, though.
not just anything. Like, it needs to be good. You know. So it's like that. I didn't think that that's the things that we would really be like focusing on more because that honestly, like, the easy and fun part is the 30-minute set. Everything else sucks.
It's
that's
Everything
what,
else
man,
sucks.
that's like, yeah.
it's a 40-hour job that you don't really get paid for that well
Yeah.
until,
Right.
until you do. You know,
Yeah.
it's like
You better
Until
really
you
love
do,
it. You
until-
better really love it.
yeah.
Yep, you gotta love it. Yeah.
There's
Right.
gonna be days where you're like, I mean, like, there's a lot of days right now. Like, we've been off for a month. Like, we haven't played a show in a month, and I'm like sitting at the house. I'm just like
This sucks, dude.
Like, yeah, it's yeah.
sitting in a dark closet mentally. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's like,
Dude,
I mean,
everybody stop working for us.
yeah.
Are we on
like,
our own right now?
There'll be a
Are y'all
day
still
where,
on board with this shit?
Yeah,
What?
there'll be a
Like-
day where you don't
When
hear
you're not
anything
working
from the
on something,
managers.
You just feel like nothing is going on. It's like
Yeah.
there are people like I've noticed now, like here lately, like just because I don't know about something doesn't mean that there's a lot of people working all the time,
yeah.
nonstop. Actually,
And that was one of the things they told us in that introductory meeting with them. Like there'll be days like you're not going to hear from us every day. Like if you do, great, but there'll be days where you won't hear from us. That doesn't mean that we're not working. His
which
ears
we
perked
do,
up.
We
Yeah,
do now. I hear from Eric every day. That's our,
Yeah.
that's our guy, Eric.
But-
But it's not. What's up? Got anything going today?
Right.
I'm working. All right.
Yeah.
Let you do
Yeah.
your thing.
Right.
You know?
and
Yeah.
going back to what he was saying earlier, he's like
We're not getting offered to play an arena every day, is what we're saying.
yeah,
Right.
When
Exactly.
you get those opportunities, you better take them and make them work any way
Capitalize.
possible. If you're going to lose $1,000, you find a way to make it back.
make it back. Yeah,
Right.
And that's kind
Right.
of where we've, I guess
That's real stuff.
thrived. That could be the word to use in this situation, I guess. But like, we know we're not going to get these opportunities all the time. So, and
Hey,
we don't have anything to lose. Like,
Right.
let's just go out there and put on
Other
the
than
most
our jobs,
badass.
we've all lost
okay,
our
but
jobs.
listen, yeah,
Right.
Send it.
but like from that aspect on, as
Yeah.
far as like a fan base or any shit like that, we don't have anything to lose. So let's just
Yeah.
go out there and make the most of this opportunity that we've been blessed with. Like they literally put it on a silver platter for us. Like we put in the work, and here it is. Go get it. And we've
hell yeah.
I've got
tried
a
our
problem
best
with,
to do
like,
that.
I've got a problem with worrying too much instead of just enjoying the opportunity.
Yeah, man.
That's my
Just-
main thing, dude. I'm
Yeah,
like always
dude.
more worried
Until he
about,
gets on stage.
And like my thing is like, what's next? Cool, this is cool. What's after this? I'm always that guy, man. I'm a glass
Yeah.
half empty kind of guy.
Yeah, man.
But I feel like if your glass is full, then that means you're content.
yeah.
I don't like to be
there's
content.
Not a lot
Hell
of
yeah.
good that comes with being comfortable. Like,
Yeah, I'm
you gotta-
always
you gotta
I'm
be
hungry.
pushing.
Yeah.
No,
It's not that I'm ungrateful about like getting the opportunity, but
We just
like,
don't like
absolutely.
complacency.
what's next?
Absolutely. It's like, where can I go? Like, where am I gonna be? Absolutely, man.
So
All right,
So
y'all.
all that being said, what can your average listener, the people that are listening to this podcast right now, if they're fans of the Weathered Souls, what can they do to help, spread the gospel of the Weathered Souls?
Buy our merch, wear it,
share-
stream our music,
share the music.
share everything that we have on all social media platforms.
Grow the
Corey,
souls.
grow the souls.
Hey, I
Yeah,
share
grow the
everything
souls.
I see, my
grow
boy.
the souls. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I mean that's the biggest
grow
thing.
the souls. Hashtag grow the souls.
Hashtag
Yeah.
grow the souls.
The most important thing is the music. Like that's the only thing that matters. So the t-shirt designs don't matter. This podcast doesn't matter. It's like, do you love the music that you hear from us, or do you not? And how many people can connect to what we wrote? And that's like what matters. And if somebody truly loves it, share it.
Right.
Share it. That's it. Just talk about it. Share it. How easy is it to just?
press one button on your
100%,
phone.
man.
Exactly.
I think people would
spread the word
I think
out.
people these days would have a better, would have a better time hitting a nuclear launch button than a share button on social media. I mean,
Right.
Unless it's
Feel
a,
your pain.
a
and
pair
I
of
gotta
boots or
admit,
something.
I'm
you
like,
find
I
on
try to
Twitter.
stay off social media as much as possible. Honestly, I get on social media when I get a text that says, "Hey, you need to post this by 10 a.m. on Monday. If you can't, let me know." That's when I get on social media. I just hate it.
Jim.
I hate it.
I fangirled out when you shared our post, so I understand. Right?
Right. Hey, so speaking of all y'all's road shows and everything, and how y'all haven't really done anything local lately, y'all got Hunt County Fair coming up, right?
Yes, we do. And I like begging
April
and scratch my way
21st.
into that.
Right. Yeah. Let's hear a little bit about that.
Begging Jake Williams because Jake's a big dog at Rafter P.
Yes, sir.
I think I don't know.
Shout
I
out to
think he's-
Raptor P.
Yeah.
It's a good company around here.
And so Jake knows the curator for the music, and Reed, like you said, is on our management company, and he's on our booking company as well, CAA. Shout out to Jake Lapidus. It's our booking agent.
Shout out.
Hell yeah.
Uh,
shout out.
And I just was like, Jacob, I really want to play the Hunt County Fair. It's a local show. Like, I think it'd be good for the band. And so I was just working with him and Jake back and forth. Like, hey, what'd they say? Hey, Jacob, got anything? What'd they say? And just going back and forth. And then somebody told us that we got a show, and it was with Reed. I was like, perfect. So
Hell yeah.
worked out. And it's the opening night. I'm just hoping it doesn't rain. Like, every year the fair rains. So
Right.
We're
right.
excited either way.
Hey, we lucked out
April,
last year. There
dude.
wasn't no rain all week.
hey, help us sell out merch. We need to sell
Yeah,
out Hunt County Fair.
That's
It's
what
our
puts
hustle.
I'll
that's
do what I
what
can.
puts
Plug it
the
in,
most
plug it in.
money in the band bank account.
Yeah,
at shows.
that's where all of our money comes from.
merch. Buy the shit.
That's
please.
what I mean by like if we're gonna if people offer shows, even if it's for nothing, like go do it, because we know we're gonna get some followers from that. If there's 500 people in a crowd and you get 50 followers in a night, that's pretty good.
Hell yeah.
It's pretty good.
That's all we can hope for. But
And
we're
so,
really
Oh, show. That's
so
good.
merch makes all the money for us. Like
Yeah.
that's
and we're excited for this Hunt County show because our album comes out the day before it.
Oh, yeah.
April 20th, 420.
420.
The Till the Morning Comes record drops. And so the next day, it's kind of like our album debut show, I guess you could call it. But it's a local show. We're in Hunt County. I mean, most of us are from Greenville, so it'll be a good time to play a show around
I
here.
feel like
Playing
Holden,
before the whole time or the hometown crowd.
Yeah.
There
Yeah,
we
we get to
go.
play an hour and 15 minutes.
I mean, hell, that's
Yeah, they'll get to hear literally
never
every
get to play
song we
all
have.
that's great promo right there for the album dropping the next day.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I just hope people listen to it so they can like sing the songs with us.
There you
Hell
go.
yeah.
Yeah.
and
We've
Holden,
had- we've had, like,
you've
2
produced
shows.
some people on that flyer as well as Martin. I believe you did.
Oh
some
yeah,
songs
worked
for
with
him.
Martin a lot.
Martin and Matt both.
Matt both, yeah,
Matt
and
both.
Michael Summers.
Yes, sir.
Did my little sister
Yeah, shout out
Jennifer's
to
first
Mike.
song.
Yep, that's right. Too many to remember.
Hell yeah.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, we're excited. That'll be our first kind of hometown show, and
And the next night we're with Dwight Yoakam.
yeah, in
There you
Biloxi,
go.
Mississippi,
Biloxi.
a big old crawfish boil.
Oh yeah,
Be with Dwight Yoakam and
Ashley
Ashley
McBride.
McBride.
There you go.
And
Yeah.
Dwight Yoakam, yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
it'll be a fun one.
It's kind of weird because we're like rock and roll, so we're gonna be melting these like old country faces
At the
off.
crawfish bowl.
Dude, it's the only way to do it.
Hey, you gonna bring your own
That's
vibe to
dope,
the whole
man.
show.
Shoot,
you
that's
badass.
dope.
We're bringing something.
I
mean,
felt
there-
bad. We played the show
I've
in
been booed
Houston.
off stage before, so we'll see.
We,
It's a crawfish.
Nah, it's
boil.
gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope.
Gotta add some
It's gonna be
spice.
yeah.
Sir.
dope. Y'all,
We played the
y'all are
show
the third
in
batch.
Houston in
Y'all are the third
August.
batch. Y'all are spicy.
We played with the Steel Woods at this place called the
Oh,
Dose.
right
Hell
on,
yeah.
dude. Still wood.
God, they're badass too.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
But this was a listening room.
This place called Dosey
It
Doe,
wasn't
yeah.
a venue. It
You're
was
like-
like a restaurant that had a stage, and it sounded
There's
great. It's like
cafeteria
solid.
tables right up to the front of the stage,
Dude,
and people
straight
are
up,
eating these big ass chicken
fried
fried
steaks.
steaks. Just like
Give me a second to shout out Dosey Doe for the best fucking chicken fried steak that I've ever had in my entire
It
life.
says like world famous.
Like you
chicken
can
fried
see all these big ass chicken fried
Yes.
steaks from the stage.
I ate an
No,
ungodly
these
amount of
big-ass
food
Center
that night.
stage, it's like a
Dude,
circle.
If I would have dipped my toe over the front of the stage, I'm in somebody's plate.
It's weird, and they like introduce you. Damn, I'm not talking shit. It's just not our vibe for a
It was
Right.
just strange.
It's a
Like,
badass place.
when
to
we
go.
It's a
saw that
chicken
we're
fried
playing-
steak place.
When we saw we're playing with the Steel Woods, we were not expecting to
care.
go into a listening room where everybody's sitting down eating
Well, they're
dinner.
a listening room
Right.
band. Like that shit's badass. There's stories telling, and like we're like trying to
I
just.
bet the
high
sound
energy.
They
was like-
straight
the
up.
sound is
They
awesome.
told people not to clap until the set was done. They didn't allow. They didn't
people
allow
not to
pictures
film,
taken.
yeah.
Like,
It's
and we're like,
crazy.
what is going on?
We're
Like,
like,
everybody's
film,
sitting down. We're
dance,
playing rock and roll. Like, we're all up there jamming out, and everybody's like sitting there taking a bite of fucking mashed potatoes, and we're like, what is going on right now?
Yeah.
But it was.
That's some player shit, dude. I don't care what nobody says. That's
Right,
some player
right.
shit.
They treated y'all like y'all are gonna treat us in a couple months.
No.
That's some country club ass shit right there.
It was
That's
really cool, though. It
badass,
was cool.
bro. And to play with
venue
the
is
Steel
cool.
Woods, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
They're
dude,
great.
For
that-
sure.
Played there,
Yeah,
like,
great.
several times in Little Rock. That was a pretty cool show at the Rev Room. Yeah, I love the Steelwoods.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
badass.
man. They're
Fucking
They're
beautiful
badass.
music.
I saw them when they opened up for Whiskey Myers like 4 years ago at House of Blues, and they didn't even have a single. They had one song out, and it was called Axe. It was on their first record, the Straw on the Wind record. It was the first song they had put out for that. Dude, I like. I'll tell you, when people in the crowd like they hit that first note of the set, everybody shut the hell up. They put their phones up, and like they listened.
Shout out to Michael Summers because I was exposed to the Steelwoods because he couldn't make a concert and gave me the tickets.
Okay.
And I
Hell
see
yeah.
They played at Hanks.
them and the Red Clay Strays.
They're also
opened up for
badass,
them.
dude.
They were amazing. Amazing.
God. Music is fucking awesome.
Absolutely.
I agree. I
It,
think everybody in this room agrees.
dude, it's
Absolutely.
so cool because there's so many stories to be told and everybody tells them in a different way. So it's like, man, you listen to something, you're like, how do they come up with, like, how does their brain just write that down?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, we don't feel like professionals with people that we're playing with. We we play and we think we did good, and then we go like watch these fucking
Dude, yeah.
guys do it, and it's like,
Yeah.
why are we here?
I can understand that.
You know.
But y'all are pros too.
And Rival
Yeah, because-
Sons every night would come up to us before every single show, and Jay would say,
Got
"Got
any
any tips? Got any tips for the night?"
Jay.
Every night. Hey,
Jay,
this
shut
dude
up.
does
I'm
not
going to go
need
write that in my
tips.
diary that you just looked at me and spoke a few words. Like,
Yeah,
come on, man.
Right.
Yeah, I
Like,
told
what can I
like,
do? What can I do better? Just like always, like what can I do better?
it's like take it easy on us.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, like
Don't make us
That's
think that, man.
It's kind of the cool thing about what we're doing here with this podcast is like I've gotten a few texts just today after that first Zach Romo episode dropped. It's like it was really cool to see the curtain pulled back and like see what it's like on the other side of a musician's life.
Yeah.
So I mean, you said people look at y'all like professionals. Y'all don't feel like it, but I mean, other people look at y'all and are like, "Damn, they're doing it."
Yeah, but at the
Everything's
same time,
perspective.
yeah,
Exactly.
like,
I mean,
I've
our
got-
job is to fake it until we make it and steal everybody's fans.
exactly.
Right.
Shit,
Shit, that's what you got to do when you're grinding.
Yeah, I've got buddies that'll
And
text
just
me
be
like,
cool.
dude, you're
that's-
living the life. Like, that must be so cool. It's like, it's great, but like, you have
You're
a sport.
selling blood to pay for your grocery bills.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
there's a grind. I give
Straight
plasma.
up,
I give
man.
plasma 3 times a week,
Yeah.
so I can put gas in my. I live in Fort Worth. It's an hour and 40-minute drive to Holden's house for rehearsal twice a week.
Yeah, we ain't making it.
I
Well,
give
you want to talk
plasma.
about hustle? That's
So
hustle
that's
right there.
deal.
like-
That's music.
And I got buddies.
That's
He's
the
playing
next
lives in
level
Waco.
up, like-
He's 3
Yeah, our
hours
keys
one
player-
way.
Hey, Brock, I will personally give you a ride just to listen.
I appreciate it, but no, it's like I've got buddies that are like, man, you're making it. Like, you're great. I'm like, don't be jealous. You have a full-time 40-hour-a-week job. Like, you have consistent income where I'm like, damn, I'm about to go get stuck with a needle for an hour and a half so I can put gas in my car to go sing for an hour and
mean-
a half just to come back home.
He's like,
And-
I'm eating at Holden's.
yeah.
We've all lost our jobs. Like, well, haven't had a job for a while because the studio.
Right.
But like Dustin, This dude's got 2 bachelor's degrees, and he's doing whatever he can do to make. The problem is we can't find jobs that'll let it for our schedule. Like, it's just impossible.
I mean, you can't just be like, hey, dude, here's my schedule,
off a
work
month.
around it.
Yeah,
Like,
I need off a month. Like,
Right.
it's not possible. And so we're just doing what we can do. And the question is, how long can we keep doing it? I mean, we have not made it by like any means. Like, for what is making it? Like, that's different to a lot of people.
Different to every musician.
So we have not made it. Like, we're just putting ourselves in good like opportunities. We're getting good opportunities and we're taking them, but we have not made it. Like, we just saw firsthand. We went out and did a 2-week run with Whiskey Myers, the whole East Coast, all the way up to Pennsylvania, Michigan, and all the way back down. 8 shows, 14 days, and we just saw our bank account go, and then
Yeah.
we made all this money.
Yeah.
But your overhead, your diesel, your merch to go do those shows, your booking agents who helped you get those shows, you got to pay
Food
them.
when
Your
you're
management
not-
company that's helped you promo and do all this good shit to get you to this opportunity to get these shows, you got to pay them. You got to
Right.
pay your band guys, all the groceries. Like,
Yep.
you just saw all this go to this. And so it's like, we have not made it. We're getting good looks is what we're doing, and we're taking them.
Right.
Yeah.
Whether it costs us money
Until
or
it
not.
bites, right? I mean,
We need a song to blow up. We need
Yeah.
a song off this record to just do something. And I just wrote a song this weekend that I think is going to blow up.
it will.
It's going to blow up.
was that the acoustic one you showed?
No, it's the first one I played with
The
Matt.
very first one.
That one's top secret, Matt.
Yeah.
I know that.
No, it's fine.
All
It's
right.
fine. I'm
That's
not
why I
tripping.
asked.
Do not bury a body with Matt.
No, I'm not.
You talk about the one we buried over there 3 weeks ago?
Well, man, y'all came in here and y'all are the real deal. Y'all pulled it up, dude.
Oh,
y'all are
absolutely.
amazing.
Hey, thank you so
So
much.
as far as like from the musicians and from the fans of music that are part of this podcast, like, man, we're all in here like, holy shit.
Yeah, this
Right
is
now.
this is badass.
So I can't wait for the audience to
we're
hear
wondering
it.
why.
Yeah, like,
Man,
dude,
I really hope that 100,000 people hear that and follow y'all because of that. Because that was awesome.
thank you so
And
much.
I can't wait to see y'all up on
I mean,
the big
you're-
stage again.
You're
So,
always cracking jokes like at the studio. This may not be my last one. You might just forget about me. You're done
I
with the.
hate when people say that.
So do I.
You
It's
could
like-
ask Holden. I don't ever forget nothing. I don't forget anything. So it's like,
We've
Enjoy
known,
it.
like, that's what we're saying earlier. Like, just be cool. If we can play with one of the best rock bands in the world right now and see how cool they were, why not just be cool? Like,
Hell yeah.
you can do both. You can be a kick ass band and be cool as hell. So
Hell
we're just
yeah.
trying
try to
cool.
be.
Show that.
All right, Brock, Holden. It was a pleasure having y'all out tonight. This
Thank
interview
y'all.
went smoother than we could have ever imagined.
That's what we try for.
Really looking forward to seeing the way y'all are gonna blow up here soon, man. Y'all been doing the damn thing.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
And fucking cheers.
Thank you.
cheers.
Cheers, my joint. Shout out to Rolling Stone Farms in Oregon. Appreciate
Yeah.
you.
There you go. Shout out.
Cool.
Thank y'all for listening to True Tall Tales and Whiskey.